will do.
Stephen, would you mind making Tim co-host, please?
Yes, no problem. Just give me a second.
Thank you. Right, anyway, we're going to start, regardless. So, Simchat Torah, hooray! Rejoicing of the Torah marks the climax of the high holiday season. It's both a birthday party for the Torah, with dancing, sweets, and flag waving, as well as a wedding celebration, as the marriage vows between God and Israel are symbolically renewed. The Torah represents the ketubah, the marriage certificate, and the special people that we honor on this festival to read the end of the Torah and the beginning are known as either chatan, bridegroom, or kala, bride of the Torah.
Uh-oh. Oh dear. Seem to have lost them. Oh, they've gone.
Did you correspond with Tim?
Yeah, I've just told Kevin that we've lost him. So I think they've logged off and they're going to try and log on again. Good start. Okay. Yeah, they're reconnecting. Won't be a second. Problems with Wi-Fi. Has Wi-Fi gone down is my latest message, so it's not getting any better, the dudes.
Well, we could just do a short service ourselves and then Paul and Ruth can dance with their Torah.
Might have to at this rate. Oh, they're reconnecting to the Wi-Fi apparently.
You expect me to dance with my shoulder?
No, they expect you to dance with me.
All hope is not yet abandoned. Yes, I think the rugby club is more reliable than the scout hut. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's really been remarkable how this last 2.5 years, really, the Wi-Fi, etc. It's the hybrid sessions that are much harder,
Yes,
but yeah, the rugby club works quite well.
The rugby club had only problem was when they overbooked. Remember that? They were going to start doing it in the street, and then they found a room. And then Kevin was jumping up and down because was next to the door and next to the bar. And next minute they were frying the bacon. And I mean, the rabbi, whatever his name is from Northwood, found that absolutely hilarious. Everybody was. I myself have been dying on all that story a few times. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Yeah. But that was because they had overbooked. It wasn't really.
Yeah, I think that's right.
It was a bit naughty, I suppose, but they were.
They're back.
You led us out of Egypt forever to serve you in freedom. When we witnessed your power, we praised your name and gave thanks. Willingly we accepted your rule. Then full of joy, we sang together. We praise you, O God. May your sheltering peace descend on us and all who dwell on earth. Just before Rabbi Anna takes over for the Amidah, I want to say thank you so much to everyone on Zoom for your patience and hanging in there. I'm so glad that you're all still there. Big welcome to Omri and Eva. Omri is the son of Rabbi Dr. Eli Levin from our sister congregation in Israel, Darachei Noam. Wonderful to have you with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
And we're on page 431, 431, in case those of you on Zoom couldn't quite catch up with us. I'll invite you all please to stand for the Amidah. I can do it.
No.
Adonai
Sefer Tifta Ufia Kitahilate Adonai Sefer Tifta Ufia Kitahilate
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu Elohei Abraham Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov
Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel,
Elohei Leah El Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim Mekonei Hakol Zochei Chazdei Avot Ve'imahot
Umegdi Gula Livnei B'neihem,
Naman Shemo B'Achava
Choseo Moshi Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Matkin Avraham Ve'etzrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Metim atah Rav L'Hoshia, Mashiv Haruach U'morid HaGeshem, Mazriach HaShemesh U'morid HaTahal, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayei Metim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim B'Rofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayei Memunato, Lishenei Ahava, Michamocha Al Gevurot, Umidom Elah, Melech Meinitu Machayei, Umasliach Yeshua. V'ne'emanata lechayot meitim, Baruch atah Adonai mechayei ha'meitim. Kadosh atah v'nora shemecha, ve'ein lanu Eloha mibiladecha. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh. Please be seated. You have given us a special task among the peoples. In your love and favor, you have sanctified us by your commandments. Draw us near to your service and charged us to make known your great and holy name. In your love, eternal one, our God, you have given us feast. Where are we? You have given us this festival of Shmini Atzeret, Simchat Torah, season of our gladness, to unite us in worship and in remembrance of the Exodus from Egypt. Our God and God of our ancestors, be mindful of us and all your people of the house of Israel. Grant us well-being and blessing, life and peace on this festival of Shmini Atzeret, Simchat Torah. This day, remember for us well-being. And I'll go back to the Hebrew. Zochreinu Adonai Eloheinu bo letova. U'fochdenu vo levracha. V'hoshienu vo l'chaim. And let's read together. Grant, eternal God, that our observance of the festivals may bring us blessing, happiness, and joy. Sanctify us by your commandments and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. And grant, eternal God, that the happiness of the festivals may be with us always. We praise you, O God. You hallow Israel and the festivals. Baruch atah Adonai makadesh Yisrael v'hazmanim. V'tzei Adonai Eloheinu bi'amcha Yisrael u'tefilatam bi'ahava tekabel u'tehi l'ratzon tamid avudat Yisrael amecha. Baruch atah Adonai she'otecha levadecha b'yira na'avod. Modim anachnu lach. She'atahu Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu le'olam va'ed. Tzor hayenu magen yeshenu atahu ledor vador. Nodeh lecha u'nesaper tehilatecha al hayenu hamasorim biyadecha va'al nishmotenu hapukudot lach va'al nisecha shebachol yom imanu va'al niflotecha v'tovotecha shebachol eit erev v'vocher v'tzohorayim. Baruch atah Adonai Hatov Shimcha Ulacha Na'eh Lehodot. Shalom Rab Yisrael Amcha We'll continue with a few moments of silent prayer and meditation. So it's our Zman Simchatenu, it's the time of our happiness or the season of happiness, which means that we're going to add some psalms into our service. We did already on Sukkot as we danced around with plants. And now we're going to sing Hallel again, not to dance yet, but to build our energy so that we're ready to, I don't want to stop you dancing. We're just not going to dance with the scrolls just yet. So we're going to build our energy ready for partying with the scrolls. And we'll turn to page 468. We'll say the blessing together at the top. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivonu likro et ha'halel. And 474. Psalm 117. then just the top line of the next page, 475.
I read it to you. Min ha-mesekaratiyah, Hanani va-mehavya. Min ha-mesekaratiyah, Hanani va-mehavya. Hanani, Hanani, Hanani va-mehavya. Hanani, Hanani, Hanani va-mehavya. Over the page. 476?
Yeah. Blessed are you who come in God's name. Here in God's house may you be blessed. You are my God, and I thank you.
You are my God, I exalt you. So this is what we've been waiting for. Yeah, we're going to be turning over to the Torah service, which is on page 504. Happy are those whose way is sure, who walk in the light of Torah. Happy those who follow your teachings, O God, who seek you with a whole heart. Your word is a lamp for our feet, a light for our path. Your Torah is our joy. Happy the people on whom such blessing falls. Happy the people whose God is the eternal one. But before we get up, Anna and I just want to share a few words with you. So the honor of being Chatan or Kalat Torah or Bereshit is given to mark the contribution of individuals who do so much for our community and add to our community spirit. Our Kalot this year, Hannah and Linda, are wonderful examples of the type of commitment, dedication, and service that we're so lucky to find among our members. They are both energetic and devoted servants of our community. Well, we don't have medals, birthday honors, or knighthoods in Judaism, but we do have Simchat Torah. And this bit is, I guess, is the Jewish equivalent of the Oscars, the Booker Prize, and the birthday honors list combined. So we get to embarrass our two kalot, Linda and Hannah, and be a bit schmaltzy. We can't be schmaltzy now. When can we be? So it's my honor to welcome and introduce Linda. Linda first joined the synagogue when it was Wembley and District Liberal Synagogue around 1977 to 78, and I had not realized that you've been a member for so long. I'm just a newbie, that's for sure. Even more. Yes. Linda served as a council member. She ran the creche during the High Holy Days. Alavai, that will happen to us next year. Her children all went to Cheder at what was then Harrow and Wembley Progressive Synagogue, the older two becoming teaching assistants after KT. Linda aided and advised Rabbi Frank on a new Cheder curriculum, putting to valuable use for the community her years of teaching experience. Linda has been a faithful regular at our services, and certainly since I came on board, which was at the beginning of the pandemic, all throughout that time, except of course when her other congregation, Stevenage, demands her attention. She's become a regular Zoom host for our services. Last year, Linda was elected to our council, and she recently joined the Rights and Practices Committee. Is there a committee that you haven't been seconded to yet, Linda? So, because for any one of these things, we could say Dayenu. It would have been enough. But in addition to all this, Linda helps to lead lay services. She occasionally produces gender-neutral translations for Torah and Haftarah for our visiting rabbis. And she also produces a really important thing that we do, which is the monthly newsletter via the care group, which goes to those of our members without internet or computer access. Oh, phew. I'm exhausted just thinking about all the roles that Linda plays in our community. Linda, we're so grateful to you for all that you do, and we're absolutely delighted to honor you as our Kalat Torah, this Simchat Torah. Now it's your turn, Hannah.
Yes, which means it's my honor and pleasure to introduce Hannah, our Kalat Bereshit. Since joining the community in 1990, Hannah has thrown herself into all aspects of synagogue life. In her words, or in your words, Hannah, she says that she felt that Harrow and Wembley Progressive Synagogue, another name iteration, was a place she could express her Judaism sincerely and honestly, and she appreciated that women could participate in synagogue life at any level. And Hannah clearly appreciated it so much that she involves herself in all ways she can. Hannah's been known for her incredible baking for Shabbat and festivals, for organizing communal seders, sometimes for as many as 150 people, which I believe is the number we're going to get next year again. In 1993, Hannah completed her adult bat mitzvah, and then in 2011, the Baalei Tefillah course. Hannah also helps to lead lay-led services and helps other members feel comfortable doing mitzvot and feeling comfortable on the bimah. If that were not enough, Hannah's serving her third year on council as vice chair and can also be found in the care group. And not long ago, she retired as chair of the Rights and Practices Committee after a mere 17 years. As well as being a regular at MLS services and events, Hannah has represented our community in many other spaces, including recently at the special Czech Scroll Shabbat morning service at Finchley Reform Synagogue. And in the past years, Hannah was just telling me before as well, she took the Sefer Scroll as a gift to Alex Duchovny and his community in Kiev. And remind me who you took that along with.
Rita Asbury.
With Rita Asbury. Zichrona Levracha, with the late Rita Asbury. Thank you. Hannah's love and dedication for Mosaic Liberal shines through everything that she does. And Hannah, it really is such a privilege to be able to call you up to the Torah shortly as our Kalat Bereshit, this Simchat Torah, just as a small token of thanks for all that you do.
Yeah, mazel tov to both of you, absolutely. So I'm going to now invite Harry and Josh, yes, absolutely, John, yeah, to come up, and also Pat and Olivia to open the ark symbolically. That means remove the covers from the scrolls, and then we're going to and you guys can lift up the scrolls and just hold them for the moment. Oh, thank you. Hang on,
It's
Josh.
very heavy.
Why should we gave you that one?
There you go.
That's why I took
I
it.
feel like as we dance around the scrolls, we should dance as if all of our inhibitions are gone, apart from when it comes to the wires, when we should step over very carefully.
Please careful with the wires. And Simchat Torah is always a little bit of pandemonium, a little bit of chaos. Anna and I will pretend that we know what we're doing, but anyway, it's all the fun. What was that, Chris?
I'll also pretend I know what I'm doing.
Excellent. And Joseph too. So I'm going to ask you to please rise. We're going to turn to page 505. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Hagol Shemo.
Ashrechem Yisrael, Ashrechem Yisrael, Ashrechem Yisrael, Asher Bachar Bachem El, Vehinchilchem HaTorah. How happy, how fortunate, how privileged you are, O Israel, commissioned to serve God, inheritors of the Torah. So in just one moment, we're going to start the Hakafot. And there are 7 Hakafot. And I just want to say how lovely it is to have Francesca here on the cello. And she's already enhanced the service so beautifully. Thank you so much, Francesca. And there are sweets, and there is whiskey and some vodka, and this is the time to come and help yourself while we're doing the Hakafot. So I'm going to ask Harry to hand his scroll to Hannah, if you're happy to do one Hakafah, and Josh, if you'll hand yours to Linda, and then if you two lead us off in the Hakafot, and then as you go round, pass the Torah scroll to other people once you've done your Hakafah, so that everyone has a go. Okay, everyone, let's go.
I'll just do one verse on Adonai.
Yeah.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana, Ana Adonai Hashlichana, Ana Adonai Anenu Bayom Kareh, Ay 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 Anenu Anenu Bayom Koreh, Ay 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 Anenu Anenu Bayom Koreh. Torah, 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 Siva Lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Simchat Lanu Moshe. Simchat, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simchat, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simchat, Simchat, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simchat, Yodelecha. Simchat, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simchat, Simchat, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simchat, Simchat, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simchat, Yelanu, 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 Yelachol Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Yelachol Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Yelachol Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Yelachol Yisrael. Shatemayim b'sason, Mamanei HaYeshua. Shatemayim b'sason, Mamanei HaYeshua. Mayim, 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 oh mayim b'sason, mayim, 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 oh mayim b'sason. Hey, 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 mayim, 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 mayim b'sason. Hey, 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 mayim, 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 mayim b'sason. Shatemayim b'sason, Mamanei HaYeshua. Shatemayim b'sason, Mamanei HaYeshua. Mayim, 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 mayim b'sason. Mayim, 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 mayim b'sason. Hey, 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 mayim, 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 mayim b'sason. Mayim, hey, mayim, mayim b'sason. Mr. Gadol Agli. Gadol Aliyat Simcha, Liyat b'simchatam. Mitzvah gadol aliyat b'simcha, mitzvah gazir zavi. Mitzvah gadol aliyat b'simcha, Nagila hava, nagila hava, nagila venismaha. Hava, nagila hava, nagila hava, nagila venismaha. Hava, naganana, hava, naganana, hava, naganana, venismaha. Hava, naganana, hava, naganana, hava, naganana, venismaha. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? Okay. I don't mind.
Vodka, touch, who'd like some vodka? Don't all shout at once.
Whoops. Right, so I'm going to, well, Anna's doling out vodka.
My other life as a barmaid,
Some soft drinks as well.
yeah, someone would like some juice.
So,
Sorry, we need
okay, I'm going to say a few words about Deuteronomy to introduce it. And while I'm doing that, can I ask actually both of our Galilas to undress the scroll? Thank you. So in the final portion of the Torah, which Linda's going to read for us very shortly, we read about the death of Moses and the transfer of leadership to his successor Joshua. Moses goes up Mount Nebo, from where God shows him the land which will be given to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the people that he's led for the last 40 years. Though he himself will not go into the land, he's privileged to see the place where all he has worked for will be brought to fruition. And we learn that Moses dies al pi Adonai, translated often as according to the word of the Eternal One, but it literally means by God's mouth, giving rise to the tradition that God ends Moses' life with a soft, gentle kiss. According to the Midrash, God weeps after Moses dies, as do the heavens and the earth, and then God buries him. No one is to know where Moses is buried, so that that place doesn't become a shrine or a place of pilgrimage. Moses dies at the age of 120, considered the ideal age. In Yiddish, we say, bis 120, may you live till the age of 120. And the Israelites mourn Moses for 30 days, which is the source for the period of Shloshim. And then Joshua assumes leadership. And the portion ends with a statement that never again would there be a prophet like Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses our teacher, who knew God face to face. And then shortly after Linda has read the last word of the book of Deuteronomy, Hannah will start reading the book of Genesis, after she's given us a few words of explanation. And in that way, we demonstrate our love for the Torah text. No sooner do we finish it than we start reading it again, and our joy, and expressing also our joy in the Torah, which is, of course, what the name of this festival means, Simchat Torah. So I am going to call our Kalat Torah up. Na la'amod, Yedasha, Leah bat Baruch Umini, Kalat HaTorah.
Oh, no, it isn't.
And these two parashiot, of course, it's a delight for rabbis because it's easy to find them. One's at the very, very back and one's at the very, very beginning. Oh, thanks. Right. Yes. So I will hold that for you. You've got it on the end. Yeah. Lovely. Okay, so blessing.
Baruch et Adonai HaMavorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMavorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMavorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein ha'Torah.
Amen.
V'ya'al Moshe me'aravot Moav el ha-nevo rosh ha'piska asher al penei Yerecho. V'yarehu ad Adonai et kol ha'aretz et Hagidad ad Dan, ve'et kol Naphtali, ve'et Eretz Ephraim, u'Manasseh, ve'et kol Eretz Yehuda, ad hayam ha'acharom. Ve'et haNegev, ve'et hakikar, bikat Yerecho, ir hatmarim ad so'ar. Vayomer Adonai elav, Zot haaretz asher nishbati leAvraham leYitzhak uLeYaakov le'mor lezaracha et nena heriticha be'einecha v'shama lo ta'avor. Vayamat sham Moshe eved Adonai be'eretz Moav al pi Adonai. Vayikbo oto vagi ve'eretz Moav mul beit Peor. V'lo yada ish et kavurato ad hayom hazeh. V'Moshe ben Me'ah v'asrim shana b'moto. Lo kahata einav v'lo nas lecho. Vayivuku b'nei Yisrael et Moshe בערבות מואב 30 יום. ויתמו ימי וכי אבל משה ביהושע בן נון מלא רוח החמה, כי שמח משה את ידיו אליו. וישמעו אליו בני ישראל, ויעשו כאשר צבא אדוני את משה. ולא קם נביא עוד בישראל כמשה, אשר ידעו אדוני פנים אל פנים. לכל האותות והמופתים אשר שלחו אדוני לעשות בארץ מצרים לפרעה ולכל עבדיו ולכל ארצו ולכל היד החזקה ולכל המורו הגדול אשר עשה משה לעיני כל ישראל.
Well done.
Sorry, translation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moses went up from the steppes of Moab to Mount Nebo, to the summit of Pisgah opposite Jericho, and the Eternal One showed him the whole land, Gilead as far as Dan, all Naphtali, the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, the whole land of Judah as far as the western sea, the Negev and the plain, the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees, as far as Zoar. And the Eternal One said to him, "This is the land of which I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I will assign it to your offspring. I have let you see it with your own eyes, but you shall not cross there." So Moses, the servant of the Eternal One, died there in the land of Moab at the command of the Eternal One. God buried him in the valley in the land of Moab near Beth Peor, and no one knows his burial place to this day. Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eyes were undimmed and his vigor unabated, and the Israelites bewailed Moses in the steppes of Moab for 30 days. The period of wailing and mourning for Moses came to an end. Now Joshua, son of Nun, was filled with the spirit of wisdom, because Moses had laid his hands upon him, and the Israelites heeded him, doing as the Eternal One had commanded Moses. Never again did there arise in Israel a prophet like Moses, whom the Eternal One singled out face to face. For the various signs and portents that the Eternal One sent him to display in the land of Egypt against Pharaoh and all his courtiers and his whole country, and for all the great might and awesome power that Moses displayed before all Israel.
Blessing?
Oh, I thought you didn't say the blessing.
No, we will do.
Oh, okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher b'cha b'nbiim tovim, v'ratza v'tivrehem hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai, haboher b'Torah, u'v'Moshe avdo, u'v'Yisrael amo, u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek.
Amen. And we sing Chazak, Chazak, because we finished the Torah. So, Hannah?
Yes. Oh, yes. I should probably call you up. So let me just get to the right page where I've got your name listed down. Here we go. So it is my pleasure to invite you up, Hannah, by saying Na la'amod Hannah bet Moshe Eliyahu umalka kalat Bereshit.
Do you want to come up here and do your intro first, Hannah? Careful with the wires. There you go.
I don't want to have a good trip.
No, don't have a good trip.
All right. It's marvelous to see this international congregation that we have this evening, and from different corners of this country as well. The thing is about Bereshit, one could talk forever, but I'm not going to. But I just want to remember when Queen Elizabeth of blessed memory died recently, it was said almost immediately The queen is dead, long live the king. And similarly, on Simchat Torah, when Moses dies, as we have heard Linda reading so beautifully, the Torah's 5 books end, and we immediately begin to read Bereshit. The continuity is obviously of paramount importance. Right, and Genesis, as we know, is usually the favorite book of most people. It's the longest running soap opera we've got, full of memorable and controversial characters, unforgettable stories, and many lessons to be learned, discussed, and argued over for the last God knows how many years. The Torah's version of the creation of the world is not to be taken literally. I say that advisedly. It is inspired, it's poetic, it's beautiful to visualize, it's good and it's right, and I can't even read my own writing, it's such a mess. It is a very good and correct version of the order of creation. Things are created in the right order. So the Creator, God, not only creates light and dark, heaven and earth, the sun, moon, stars, all vegetation, sea creatures and fish, birds, insects. I think he could have done without those, but never mind. All animals, including human beings. Male and female are created in God's image. And there are 2 interestingly different versions of that occasion. We are given the responsibility of looking after this beautiful world. And looking around us today, there is a huge amount to be done if our descendants are to have a world that can function healthily. But most importantly, God initiated on the 7th day, the day of rest, the Sabbath, which Jews are instructed to keep, but it has been observed that the Shabbat keeps the Jews, and of course many other peoples too. So I will be reading from Genesis 1, verse 1, just to the end of the 4th day of creation. Right. That's it. Yeah.
She's got the second page.
Which all is, everything is happening. There's all these bits and pieces.
Torah blessing.
Yes. That's the first bit.
Right, so that can go. So shall I read the Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamavorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavorach leolam va'ed. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch ata Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'ha'aretz hayta tohu vavohu. V'choshech al panei tehom. V'ruach Elohim merachefet al panei hamayim. Vayomer Elohim yehi or. Vayehi or. Vayar Elohim et ha'or ki tov. Vayavdel Elohim ben ha'or uven ha'choshech. Vayikra Elohim le'or yom u'lechoshech kara laila. Vayehi erev, vayehi voker, yom echad. Vayomer Elohim yehi rakia b'toch hamayim. Vayehi mavdil ben mayim lamayim. Vayas Elohim et harakia vayavdel ben hamayim asher mitachas larakia ben hamayim asher me'al larakia. Vayehi chen. Vayikra Elohim larakia shamayim ויהי ערב, ויהי בוקר, יום שני. ויאמר אלוהים, יקבעו המים מתחת השמיים אל מקום אחד, ותראה היבשה, ויהי כן. ויקרא אלוהים ליבשה ארץ, ולמקווה המים קרא ימים. וירא אלוהים כי טוב. ויאמר אלוהים, תרשה הארץ דשא עשב מזריע זרע, עץ פרי עשה פרי למינו, אשר זרע בו על הארץ. ויהי כן. ותצא הארץ דשא עשב מזריע זרע למיניהו, ועץ עושה פרי אשר זרע בו למיניהו. וירא אלוהים כי טוב. ויהי ערב, ויהי בוקר, יום שלישי. ויאמר אלוהים, יהי מאורות ברקיע השמיים, להבדיל בין היום ובין הלילה, והיו לאותות ולמועדים ולימים ושנים, והיו למאורות ברקיע השמיים להאיר על הארץ. ויהי כן. ויעש אלוהים את שני המאורות הגדולים, את המאור הגדול לממשלת היום, ואת המאור הקטון לממשלת הלילה, ואת הכוכבים. ויתן אותם אלוהים ברקיע השמיים להאיר על הארץ, ולמשול ביום ובלילה, ולהבדיל בין האור ובין החושך. וירא אלוהים כי טוב. ויהי ערב, ויהי בוקר, יום רביעי.
There's a translation. I think. Is that your translation?
You have a translation.
Have you got the sheets?
Or I can read it from there.
Oh, yes, okay. If you can read it from there, that'd be great. Thanks, Hannah.
When God was about to create heaven and the earth was chaos, unformed, and on the chaotic water's face there was darkness. Then God's Spirit glided over the face of the waters, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And when God saw how good the light was, God divided the light from the darkness. God then called the light day and called the darkness night. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. God then said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it divide water from water." So God made the expanse, separating the waters beneath the expanse from the waters above the expanse. Thank you. And so it was. God then called the expanse sky, and there was evening and there was morning a second day. Then God said, "Let the waters beneath the sky be collected in one place, so that the dry ground may be seen." And so it was. God called the dry ground earth and called the collected waters seas. And when God saw how good it was, God said, "Let the earth grow vegetation, seed-bearing plants, fruit trees on the earth that bear fruit, each true to its type, with its seed in it." And so it was. The earth brought forth vegetation, seed-bearing plants, each true to its type, and trees bearing fruit, each true to its type, with its seed in it. And God saw how good it was. And there was evening and there was morning, a third day. God then said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate day from night, to be markers for sacred seasons, for days and years, and to be lights in the expanse of the sky, spilling light upon the earth. And so it was. Thus God made the two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night, and the stars. God set them in the sky's expanse to spill light upon the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw how good it was. And there was evening, and there was morning, a fourth day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Linda.
I'd like to invite you back up. You're not quite done.
We need to get the mic. Oh, you're right, Pat.
Just catching too much vodka.
So Linda and Hannah, come. We would like to offer a blessing for you. So I think we should stand up for this, everybody. Mi sheberach avotenu Abraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Leah v'Rachel. Hu yivarech et Yedasha, Leah bat Baruch umini, shenivcheret lehashlim haTorah, v'Chana bat Moshe Eliyahu umalka, shenivcheret likro ma'aseh bereshit. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yishmerehen v'yatzilehen mikol tzara v'tzukah v'tizku la'asok b'Torah u'b'mitzvot u'b'tzorchei tzibur be'emunah. Vayishlach lahen baracha v'hatzlacha b'chol ma'aseh yadeihen v'nomar Amen.
May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Sarah, Isaac and Rebecca, Jacob, Leah and Rachel bless Linda Pace and Hannah Schlesinger, whom we honor as our Kalat Torah and Kalat Bereshit. May the Holy One, praise be God, bless you and guard you from all trouble and distress. May you be privileged to continue to devote yourselves to the study of Torah, the performance of good deeds, and to the service of the Jewish community. May all that you do in good faith prosper and give you satisfaction. May God bless you and your families with length of days, good health, and strength of body and mind, happiness and peace. And let us all say,
Amen. Mazal tov to both of you.
Second service of the day will
Simchat, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simchat, Simchat, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simchat, Simchat, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simchat. Yeheilanu, 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 Yom Yisrael. Yeheilanu, Yeheilanu, Yom Yisrael.
Josh and Harry to do Hagba while we sing Baruch Shanatan.
Please do stay standing.
Just hold it on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And if you sit down, and Pat and Olivia will dress those backs up. While there's no Haftarah this evening, Haftarah tomorrow morning. So we're going to go straight over to page 510 and say Yehalalu et Shem Adonai ki niskav shemo levado.
Israel.
of doctrine has been given you, do not forsake it.
And I'm afraid that although the scrolls are in the ark, I'm going to ask you to remain standing as we turn to the Aleinu on page 520.
Yeah?
Yeah.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה לעושה בראשית, אשר שמך אלוקינו להכד את שמו, וגורר עלינו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושבים קרוב בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אמת זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ויום מדעת היום והשאלות ללבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד.
And at the bottom of 521.
ונאמר להיינדה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, כל אשר אדוני אחד ושמו
Well, everyone be seated for just a moment. You'll be standing far too long. The growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts, and that things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been is half owing to the number who lived faithfully a hidden life and rest in unvisited tombs. Even when they are gone, the departed are with us. They inspire us to live as in their higher moments they themselves sought to live. We remember them now, they remain in our hearts, and they are a continual blessing. And if you're thinking of somebody at this time to remember for Kaddish, please do hold their name in your hearts as we read the words together over on page 524. Please stand. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, B'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich machutei, b'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach leolam ol almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'a v'yitnaman v'yitnaseh, v'yithada v'yitalei v'talal shemei k'tusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, diamiran bi'ama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'asei shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol b'nei Adam, ve'imru Amen. Please be seated. Kevin, do you have some announcements?
Not so much as an announcement. Unfortunately, Hannah Linda, you're going to have to be embarrassed just a little bit longer. One more time for today anyway, and you've got the same tomorrow. I'd like to invite Hannah to join me. So, but you don't have to make any blessings, no readings. I'd just like you to join me. It's very little I can add from what Anna said to you regards of what you've done for the community over such a long period. I'm just going to add this one kind of recollection. It was about 7 years ago when you actually handed over the rights and practices chairmanship to me. And it was a bit like the story with Moses and I was with Joshua and Millie, a prophet. She's a great prophet. It's really worthy of it. And these were tough footsteps to fill, really tough. But you gave me a couple of good tips. One of them was delegate. I sometimes delegate, yes. Yeah, so that's when. And yeah, quite often to my part. That's another story. But anyway, but also there's been, obviously, not everything goes to plan, but generally it's a pleasure doing the job. But Hannah's always been a good listening ear when things are tough, shoulder to cry on. And also let me, with different characters, let's say, Kevin, do it your way. And you've given me the confidence to be able to do that. So I really thank you greatly for that. And it gives me so much pleasure to present you a certificate of appreciation. Oh, my goodness. Oh.
It's not often you find me speaking.
Yeah.
There's a great danger of it now, but not completely.
Can you read it to us, please?
Certainly. This was the only occasion I've ever had a sweet in there.
Would you like Kevin to read it?
During
Would you like Kevin to read it?
Yeah, Kaddish. Certificate of Appreciation. Presented to Hannah Schlesinger in honor of her amazing commitment to MLS, which I'm not used to yet, but I believe it's Mosaic Liberal Synagogue, and her coming up to Torah as Kalat Bereshit Simchat Torah 5783/2022. And it's signed by two rabbis, two of my favorite rabbis, Rachel and Anna, and by Kevin. And I must just say very briefly that Kevin took over from me at a time when things were changing very rapidly. And we said at the time it was handwriting Hannah to computer Kevin. And that has worked very, very well. Kevin has had incredibly difficult things to sort out in the 7 years that he's been doing this work, and he's done them superbly. I really am very proud of you, Kevin. Aww. You've done very, very well, and it'll be even harder in the future, so good luck. Well done.
Thank you,
Thank
Anna.
you very much.
Mazel tov, Hannah. Linda, I'm afraid you're not going to get off scot-free here. I was talking about Hannah saying to me, delegate well. Well, this is a classic example. There's so much to what I have been doing, and I enjoy doing it, but I can't take it on all by myself. So I think, well, who can I ask? I guess who's top of my list every time. I guess who always says yes. I know you've got a busy life with your many hats you wear, but you're always so willing and able, and you just get on with it without a fuss. And with the newsletter, that's an absolute godsend to the community. It was something I knew I couldn't manage myself, and the fact that you've taken on, it's not just helping me, but the members that receive that, the value you add to the community. There's lots of other good things you do, but that will always stand out as the godsend, the blessing that you give to our community. So would you like to read that?
Oh, thank you. Certificate of Appreciation presented to Linda Pace in honor of her amazing commitment to MLS and her coming up to Torah as Kalat Torah, Simchat Torah 5783/2022, signed by Rabbi Rachel, Kevin, and Rabbi Anna.
Thank you. Wonderful. So that's it. Just a quick thank you. Very quick. Sit down. No. Thank you for making this a joyous occasion. I'll just say that for now.
Thank you.
Okay. That's another story. And the choir, again, there's always a different element to when I thank the choir. Joseph, of course, well orchestrated. Lobo, it's great to have you back. You're now sort of become a regular. And Francesca, that was beautiful. That really was. That added such a lovely, different dynamic. I'm also going to thank Olivia for things. You've been a bit of a, it has been a busy few weeks or so. You've been like a kind of shawl widow because I've been behind that computer. Yeah, not allowed near the computer screen. So thank you for your patience, especially when we were shopping today when I couldn't get what I wanted. So thank you. Now, Tim, behind the scenes, thank you again. We had a few hitches. Again, but we got there. Thank you for keeping calm and getting it sorted. But again, you do really is valuable what you do. Without you, the sound, the Zoom wouldn't happen. So thank you, Tim.
Not to mention having to schlep all that stuff.
Yes, and all that. And finally, Stephen, are you still there? Are you still awake? And then thank you for keeping the Zoom going as well. It's getting that connection as well is so important. And our guests.
Yeah, Henri and Eva.
Henri and Eva, welcome. Hope to see you both again. You're very welcome here. Yeah, tomorrow morning. Yeah. Oh yeah, tomorrow morning at the Rugby Hut at 11, is it?
It is. Yeah.
I'm losing
Yeah.
touch with baby, but that's it. So.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much. And also thank you to Josh for stepping in to be Hugbar at the last minute.
So we are concluding, we're going back, but don't worry, we're not going all the way back to the beginning of the service to start again, but we are going back to page 508 for Sisu v'Simcha.
Sisu v'Simcha v'Simcha Torah.
Final blessing, we will say Adonai Oz Le'amo Yiten, Adonai Levarech Et Amo V'Shalom. We shall finish with Kiddush and hopefully more vodka and whiskey, but not so much that you can't make it back again tomorrow.
So Chag Sameach, everybody, and again Mazel Tov to Hannah and Linda.
I'm going to go, Tamara's wandering somewhere, so I'm going to go and find her.
Absolutely.
Chag Sameach. Chag Sameach from Mary and Joe.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach, everybody.
Oh, what have you done?
Chag Sameach, everyone.
What was that?
Paul broke his shoulder.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that, Paul.
Thank you.
That's not the first time we've seen you with your hand in a sling, is it?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Oh, your knee last. Was it your knee?
Yeah, on the new knee, and then he bashed his head.
Yes.
Oh dear. Well, we wish you better.
Thank you very much, and Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach. Thank you so much, Stephen.
All right.
Zoom hosting us, and lovely to see you all. I hope to see some of you in the morning.
Yeah. Sorry you missed the first 15 minutes or so.
All right, we improvised.
Okay, we're not going to repeat it.
Okay.
Everyone would like to.
Hi everyone, Chag Sameach again. Bye.
Hi, Grasal. Chag Sameach.
That girl.
Kiddush. Kiddush. Sorry, yeah, no. And more.
Right. That is yours.
Thank you. Good.
So where are we actually doing on this table?
Yeah. Just the bread though, not the
I've seen it before.
Right, folks. So Kiddush, if you're following it, is on page 572, but don't worry if you're not. With this symbol of joy, we celebrate the completion of a cycle and the beginning of another of reading Torah and listening to its wisdom. May our celebration make us eager to go on studying our heritage and to use what we learn in the service of humanity. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'am, v'kerbanu le'avodato, v'kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'atiten lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava, moadim l'simcha, חגים וזמנים לששון, את יום השמיני חג העצרת, שמחת תורה הזה, זמן שמחתנו, מקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קרבת לעבודתך, that's John Rayner, ומועדי קודשך, בשמחה ובששון הנחלתנו, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh Yisrael, V'hazmanim l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Yeah, we're the same. Yes, but we've forgotten some, so I'm going to run.
Okay.
Hag Sameach, everybody. I will see you in the morning.
Tomorrow.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. See you tomorrow. Well done. Yeah,
See you, Mary. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.
Bye, Stephen. Thank you.